Alright, hey, welcome guys to another interview for my entrepreneurship class. Today I'm here with Brian Gunsley. He's over here with me in Kuwait. As you can see, we're in a beautiful tent out here in the 130-degree weather, getting ready to go home. So Brian, can you just tell my viewers, what's your background as far as like work history? Where do you kind of come from?
I was raised Pennsylvania, small town Pennsylvania. My dad was a contractor, and he also had a lot of apartments and stuff. So I kind of grew up remodeling and doing maintenance on apartments and stuff like that. So that's how I kind of got a background for getting into these flipping houses and stuff.
Okay, so your background, working with your dad and stuff, is what kind of got you interested in becoming a house flipper, thing like that, being a general contractor, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, I always did side jobs remodeling over the years and stuff, and then I proceeded and got me 2 rental houses, and I didn't make much of a landlord, so I ended up selling them and kind of concentrating on doing flipping the houses now. Completed 4 of them, and I got another one in the works already purchased. I'm going to start on when I get back home.
Okay. Cool. What kind of setbacks have you had as far as buying and selling property? Have you had any issues in that market?
Biggest problems, hurdles that most people run into, I believe, is banks. The bank usually doesn't want. Banks usually don't want to lend on houses that are in a poor condition and stuff. And they also want a lot bigger down payment if it's not your primary residence. So that's a big hurdle right there. So you got to kind of get creative on how you can come up with the funds to purchase the house and rehab the house. That's a big hurdle right there. If you can come up with different ways to purchase the house without going a traditional loan through a bank, you also you can save yourself on the surveying, the appraisal, and all that stuff, all the added fees, loan origination fees, and all that that come along with a standard mortgage. So that's definitely some hurdles especially if they're in a bad condition. Like I say, usually the banks kind of shy away, especially if it ain't going to be your primary residence. It's still not possible to go through a bank and buy them, but they usually want a pretty hefty down payment and stuff.
Okay. We'll just wait. I'm gonna edit this part out with the sirens going on. All right, so we're back. We had the alarm going off, so I'm gonna edit the video, but you probably overheard a little bit of our emergency alert system going off while Brian was talking. But we're gonna go ahead with the interview. So one question that I had, I'm interested in buying and selling some extra properties and things like that later on down the road. Have you had any issues as far as local authorities, as far as like the government, taxes, things like that? When you sell a house, do you have to hold on to that money to make sure you don't get taxed, to death, or how's that all work?
I haven't had a whole lot of problem. As long as you roll into another one, try to do it in the same year, and then you can kind of roll one to the other. That's what I'm trying to do now. Other than that, I haven't had a whole lot of issues with taxes and stuff. You got to keep in mind, the longer you own the property, when you resell the property, you're responsible for any taxes from the time you bought it till you sell it. So the longer you hold on to it, there is some issues there. I always make sure I put insurance on it, which is, kind of protection plus that's added expense too. Other than that, I haven't had a whole lot of problems on the tax or government or anything like that.
All right, so yeah, that's something I didn't know. That's pretty cool to be able to roll. As long as you're buying more property, you get to shelter your money a little bit from excessive amounts of taxes. Okay. What you're doing right now, buying and selling properties, would you recommend that to most people, or do you think that's kind of a hard path for people to follow, or what do you think about the business in general?
In general, I think there's a lot of money to be made out there. I think the best route to go is to try to find properties that are for sale by owner or smaller publications. You know, instead of with a realtor. A realtor can surely find you properties, but there's a lot of people out there doing it, and they got what they call hot sheets. So as soon as a property's listed, don't matter what real estate company it's listed with, it goes out to all of them. So I mean, there's a lot of realtors looking out for a lot of investors and stuff. So like I said, it's pretty hard to get a fair deal, but a great deal is kind of hard to come by as far as going through realtors. A lot of times somebody that's for sale by owner, a lot of times you know, if they're going through divorce or moving or something, they might have a property that's needs quite a bit of work. They're kind of in a bind to unload or something. That's what I would recommend where I'd be looking. So like I say, smaller publications and for sale by owners. And a lot of times you can just kind of, as you're driving around and stuff, find for something for sale by owner. They just put a sign up in the yard or something. Like I say, there's a lot of luck involved too, but there's definitely some deals out there to be had.
Okay. Cool. All right, that concludes the interview. So just thank you. My classmates for sure will be interested in watching this video. A lot of them are entrepreneurs and stuff, so they're looking to get their own little piece of the world. So appreciate you coming.
All right.